Okay, really quick. I got too much energy right now to waste it. Core, did you have some pop? Yes, I had Dr. Pepper. But for whatever reason, the TikTok version of this review went so well, and I'm proud of it, so I'm in like a really good mood. And be warned ahead of time, I am going to yap in this video. That's the point, to get to enjoy myself with these reviews and tell a story or something to make it more special. At least when there's something to make it more special. I'm not just trying to force these videos anymore like I was with some of the other few. So if at any time you have to skip to a part in the video, I'm not going to be offended in the least bit. Heck, I don't even know you're doing it. All I ask is never comment like yapping too much. Like, it's just mad disrespectful, and I love what I do, so it's just taking away from it. So if you ever want a shortened version of these videos, I completely get it. Look up Core Collects. Now, with all that being said, we're wasting no extra time. Also, really quick, like, I can't help myself. The background is going to be really plain. This is the background I use for making my TikToks. I have my displays over there still. Nothing happened. It's just the lighting is kind of iffy, and I want to wait till I get like a tripod or something to fix it. So please just put up with this for now. Okay, getting straight into it. Today I did the random wheel spin that I like to do for TikTok content. I was going to bring it over here too, but I don't know how to title it, thumbnail, like, without just directly giving it away. So instead, I'm just gonna give it away, tell you what review I'm doing, and then on TikTok, if you want the magic, you can follow ahead of time, then see the extended video here, if that all makes sense. So anyways, like I said, I did the random wheel spin of all my different Marvel Legends figures I haven't reviewed yet. Today we got Spider-Shot. The cool story I wanted to say ahead of time is I met somebody through TikTok early on. Like, I've only been going kind of seriously since August or September. Already a lot of growth. We're about to hit 4,000 followers. And I met this guy, Sin Figures. Great at doing posing videos. He makes great, like, little, I don't know if you want to call them montages or whatever, but just videos of posing, and he has like a sound to it and like transitions in between the poses. It looks great. Like, it's almost a story or just great poses one after another. And so he was talking to me. We were playing Marvel Rivals, I believe, in VC. And I was like, I want a Scorpion figure so bad. It just started with that. And he's like, I got a Scorpion figure. I can send it to you if you want. And it started there. And he's like, I got other figures too if you want to check them out. He did $10 a figure. He got me Cosmic Spider-Man, which was the craziest of the bunch. Spider-Shot, Hammerhead, the Scorpion, of course, Silver Sable, a Cyborg Spider-Man, and a couple others I can't remember, but just great figures. And Jack-O-Lantern, and there might be one other that I'm missing. But if you want to see the original haul where I talked about it and showed them all off, it will be on TikTok and pretty easy to find, I believe. But with the figure at hand, Spider-Shot, I'm going to show you all the different articulation and the paint job, and we'll get right into the fun part, the story, how I remember the origin and what the actual origin is. And be forewarned, I don't obviously have the comics to it, so I will be watching a video, and I will leave them linked down below. So if my origin isn't good enough, when I tell it, they'll be down below. Starting off with the paint job, and I will try to be rather quick for all the double watchers, beyond appreciated, trust me. It is a great red and black, very simple suit. What I was saying in the TikTok is, I love McFarlane. Sometimes they go just above and beyond, kind of in a bad way, with their outfits, costume, suits, whatever you want to call it, where it can be really simple, like just a skin suit, like it's just over your skin, really basic, like some of the Spider-Man suits. And instead they got like ribbing sometimes. That's usually just if they reuse a figure, like Speeding Bullets, where it's Batman and Superman combined. And then they did it for the Fusion too, but the Fusion suit is just supposed to be like a suit rather than the weird ribbing, whatever. So overcomplicating it, just like how the movies do. Where it comes to this, it's a simple look for this version of Spider-Man, and they kept it simple. I don't think there's anything extra added. It's simple, yet effective. I love the logo on him. The red and black just pops. I don't think I've ever seen anything red and black that doesn't look good. I can think of a symbol, but there's some white in there too. That one's really bad. But anyways, here at least it looks great. He's got kind of a thin little booty. That could be better. But the rest of it is genuinely great. Now, I'm going to get into articulation here. I showed it off on TikTok, just the really strong parts of it. Here we're going to go more in depth, and I'll try to speed run it for you guys to not waste your time. So starting out with the head, you can see there's a little bit of looseness, but at the lowest part of the highest point, where it's like actually what it's supposed to be, it's a great up. And then for the down, genuinely impressed, a great down, burying the chin. It looks great. Like, if you want him to look down, he's looking down as much as you need him to. Getting into the tilt, another Marvel Legend that has pretty decent tilt. I'd say this is on the weaker side for the tilt. I just realized too. No wonder that Spider-Man gets such good head articulation. This is the first time noticing it somehow. There's this little cut in the back. That might have actually been Sin for a mod. I don't know. Is this an actual thing? I don't even know. Wow. I guess you guys can answer one of my questions. I think people usually do. But anyways, this is a perfect time. Sometimes Marvel Legends, what I was saying, sorry, is they don't get great tilt. This is one that has like all right tilt. I've seen way better, but there's some that are terrible where the head starts like this and they might get like this, just bad. McFarlane usually has that under wraps, but the Marvel Legends I've been reviewing lately, completely fine, so nothing to worry about. Then, of course, like I even need to say it, you can rotate the head and the hands we're going to see later on, no problems. So, getting straight into the arms, you get a up way above the 90 degrees. I should probably put that down. That looks like a type of salute. Just beautiful. Anytime I review a figure, all I expect is a 90-degree standard. If they can just hold their arm out, there's so many poses that above you don't really need, but it's going to be really helpful for some. Like if you have a cock back punch and you maybe need to raise it up a little bit. Like sometimes articulation really matters. Other times with the figure you're posing, like you want to do crazy poses with it, but the character doesn't really need them, if you know what I mean. So then it's overkill. For Spider-Man, you want every good bit of posing and articulation you can, so you can get landing poses, you can get crazy like web slinging, whatever you want it. So here they're doing a great job so far. You also have bicep swivel, of course. You have genuine butterfly joints. I always talk about butterfly-like effects from McFarlane. That's just because their arms can go decently back and forward, but there's no like cut, so they can go really deep. Then getting into the hands, of course, you get a full rotation. Again, what I talk about with Marvel Legends is they have great articulation on the hands where if I see this with McFarlane, I'm like, we're screwed. It's not even going to get a click up. It's going to go like this. Somehow with McFarlane, I think the peg comes out just a little bit, just enough, and he gets a full perfect up. If not, maybe the littlest bit more might be perfect, but this is more than fine for me. As for the down, a great down too. Getting into the rest, let's check out the chest. I was thoroughly impressed. A great bend back out of the chest and even a beautiful bend forward. Anytime a crunch is beyond like this is just amazing because you can get, well, now I'm bending the leg, sorry, because you can get great articulation out of it. But here's as far as the bend goes forward. Like I said, great crunch. That's all I'm expecting. Of course, you don't, you do, okay. You get tilt out of the chest too, which isn't expected. This is a different type of body than the Miles Morales I think I reviewed. So you get tilt and swivel just like the Marvel Legends. This is great for articulation and posing. Wow, I'm genuinely impressed because this is a pretty simple figure. Like you can get it for $25 still, I think, on Amazon. Beyond that, we'll get right into legs. I'm kind of actually surprised. Like I just reviewed this on TikTok, but I try to keep it short, so I'm not even seeing all this stuff. Beyond that, I did see this on TikTok. You get a great kick up over that 90-degree standard, which I don't even think is standard. Usually your legs, if you're getting here, is pretty decent and above average. If you can get to 90, it's great. Then above that is what I would say usually overkill. For Spider-Man, you really want that to get the landing poses and different crazy poses so you can be satisfied, do your posing videos, slideshows, whatever you want to say, or just for yourself for display. Then, of course, for the splits, what's usually a problem they say from Marvel Legends is they don't get good splits. I think it also depends on how you orient the legs. Like you can see this is as high as I can get up. I'm not trying to break the figure, but you know, I think I saw somebody, you go either back and up and then I can get over it, but it's also, this is the back of the leg. So if you're okay with the pose looking like this, it may be doing something like this where he's doing crisscross applesauce mid-air as he's about to slam down on Scorpion or Shocker or something. That's fine. But your usual splits are going to be like this. So if you need more than that for a pose, you just got to get through the awkwardness of having it look really weird by technically not being normal and doing one of these. But like I said so far, great up, great splits. As for the back, I'd say pretty standard. The butt tends to get in the way on the Marvel Legends, but the rest of the articulation is usually so good you could just kind of glance over it. Again, with Marvel Legends, one of the things I love is I think most characters or a really good chunk get thigh cut. McFarlane tends to get thigh swivel at the top, or at the top the thigh will just shift from side to side, and then you can get similar articulation. McFarlane only really does thigh cut if it's a character riding like a motorcycle or a certain type of vehicle where they have to be kind of straddled, or at least especially Spider-Man figures are going to usually get that type of thigh cut that really helps with different articulation. Also, sorry if that jumbled weirdly together in editing. It's because I just ran out of storage. I hate when that happens. It's just because of the quality of the iPhones that it's just because of the quality that iPhones can get, which is great for when you're shooting, but it takes up storage very fast. Getting into the double jointed pinless knee, also the same with the double jointed elbows being pinless, you get a great bend. My test for McFarlane and other figures I can do is to see if they can kick the butt kick, but that's not standard. That's definitely overkill. Most will get to about here on figures with double jointed knees. Anything close to this is beautiful. Like, you're looking very good. Beyond that, again, a pretty average thing with Spider-Man that people glance over because he's expected to be highly articulated, which, yes, obviously we want our guy to be able to do crazy stuff. But a great thing that's underappreciated is the boot cut too. This whole figure is made up of stuff that's usually expected. I guess it's just a good word. I don't need to look for anything else. But when you really look at it, it's easy to appreciate because all this different stuff goes into poses and makes it so much better. So boot cut, great. Getting into the feet, where I usually have a problem with Marvel Legends, it's not as key as some of the other articulations, but the foot articulation, you usually get barely any up and barely any back, with another problem being certain figures have almost a weird cut at the heel where you try to push it back, it has problems. Like you can see with this, no problem whatsoever. It gets back super easily and a decent bit, so it almost makes me look like an idiot. I'm fine with that. You also get pivot too if you want. But like I said, J. Jonah Jameson, Shriek, and a couple other female figures. Sorry, Jonah, I didn't mean to, But they have these shoes where when you go to push up, it instead gets really awkward where there's some weird type of pressure, and instead of pushing the foot up, it just pushes the back, and it's really annoying. But like you can see, this doesn't have it here. Overall, very pleased. I think I forgot to rate it on my TikTok. That's like a staple, so sorry for the people that watch this too. Over the looks, I'm very impressed. I'm going to give this like a low 9. It might even get higher if it has the comic accuracy and it genuinely really looks like it, 100%. Like I've been saying, I really need to dive deeper into comics. It's genuinely just a time issue. It's not a motivation thing, I promise. Beyond that, for articulation, this is one of the average Spider-Man articulations, which is a huge compliment, not actually an insult at all. The only thing you can remotely take away from it is no toe articulation, but everything else is either standard or above for Spider-Man figures. And for how cheap you can get this guy, and I think decently low demand, he's great. Now, the last thing I want to do, and I accidentally dropped him, and I forgot to do earlier, so I'm going to show you what he comes with. I'm just going to have to try to remember what he comes with because I'll have to do it in after in CapCut. He comes with 2 hands where it looks like he's doing finger guns because that's his whole story, I believe. Like, he can shoot webs or a blast out of his fingers. Then he comes with 2 whipping hands that look like this. The screen's probably covering it, but you know what I mean. And then last, he gets 2 punching fists. Well, not last, because technically there's the effects, but there's the effects that you can put with his finger blast to make it look like he's actually blasting. I don't know if they connect into the hand or you have to figure that out yourself with sticky tack or whatever. It looks like it plugs into something, but I have one of the... oh, it does. That's very cool. You can see that little hole there. It might be hard to see. I apologize for the lighting, but there you go. There's a little better look at it. I was doubting. All right. I mean, I was going to say, you sell a product like that, people are going to be disappointed, but they did have it figured out. So they sell you 2 yellowish effects where you can plug it into there, and it looks like he's actually shooting. Also, this is just tough. Hold on. Let me make it extra tough. Okay, that looks kind of wonky. That looks pretty cool. All right. But anyways, getting into the story. And like I said, overall, great figure. What did I say? Did I say anything for articulation? Articulation, I'm going to go with 10. I know that might be way more. You guys can give me your opinions. I'm always open to it. I'm here to be educated and try to educate with everything I know. So if you think it's less than that, let me know. But as for the story, what I remember, and I will look up the origin and correct myself after, is this was a story where they took Spider-Man, and I can't even remember if it's Peter Parker. We'll fill in the blanks after, I promise. But S.H.I.E.L.D. specifically gets into his head, and they're using him as like an errand boy or like a mission guy, where they're like, you're going to do this and that. I can't remember if it's like assassinations or taking people out, but they're like, you're going to do our bidding. I think Nick Fury's involved in the story. And then I think in the end, the like giveaway is it was the Red Room the whole time, or Red Room organization, like how they have with Black Widow. So they were using him as a pawn to assassinate and do their bidding. And then they turn on him and try to take him out or something. But that's as much as I can remember, and I can't even remember where I got it from. If it was TikTok and a quick little story somebody did, or YouTube. My best guess is Sir Supervillain on TikTok. He seems to do such a good job at just pushing out origin stories and, educating people. But I'm going to look it up real quick and actually correct it just in case. Okay, I either joined stories or got a little bit right and then the rest wrong. So here's what I got from the video, and I'll have it linked down below. Please show some love. So Spider-Shot's first appearance is in What If? Spider-Man vs. Wolverine, issue 1 from 2008. After that, his real name is Peter Benjamin Parker from Earth 8351. He's 5'10", 170 pounds, and a human mutate. Finally, some representation. highly trained Black Ops agent with all enhanced physiology of OG Spider-Man, but with even higher enhancements. So better spider sense, stronger, better durability, I think slightly better regen. And then his story starts out that he went with Wolverine to Russia to seek out a friend of Wolverine's working with the KGB to take her out before she could be taken advantage of. Not like that, like info secrets, that type of stuff, like almost spy stuff. And then killed anyways. So he tagged along to go with Wolverine to retrieve her rather than kill her, because Wolverine was just going to kill her to prevent all the extra. Instead, he's actually the one that accidentally kills her. And because of this, it messes with his mind. Very tragic event. And he joins Nobu to destroy villain teams. So, destroy, you know. You know? So overall, really cool story, and honestly makes me like the figure more. It sucks that he's somebody that actually kills, like a Peter Parker that does, or Spider-Man, but it gives him his own unique story. And a huge shout out to New Sage for doing the origin, keeping it short and to the point, and helping me learn. I think there's even more, so I purposely didn't give you all the videos so you have a reason to go down and watch it if you have the extra time. Well done video, you know, there's nice pictures while you hear him talking, so besides that, like, this was a really fun review. I felt like I had more energy, more of a reason to do it, purpose, everything. I'm going to try to stress to myself to get my foot in the YouTube door and do a good job to get, like, even a new community. Speaking of, if you guys want to join the Discord, I'll have all the links down below. We'd love to have you. Collection, pictures, customs, figure pickups. We want to see it all. Even comic books. We have a Beyblade channel. We have a Transformers channel. All this different stuff set up. We'd love to have you. But I cannot wait to get going on YouTube. I did for a while with Pokemon, and then I just let the dumbest stuff get to my head, and I got out of it. But figures have been so fun to not only buy, post, but especially, and I mean especially, review. So to everybody that watches, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. It means the world to me, and as sad as it is to say, sometimes I really do get beat down from low views, and at least on the 50-50, I do get pumped up when a video does well and well received, but it does get to me. So when people actually take the time to watch my videos, I'm getting so much better in my mindset that if a video has 50 views, there's 50 people that took a chance on me, and whether they watched the whole video or not, they took that chance on me. They gave me some of their time that's very precious, and I really appreciate that. So with all that being said, you guys have a great rest of your day, night, whatever time it is, whatever the weather's like. Just enjoy yourself and have a good one.